Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So today we're going to be talking about my 4-year ownership. Today actually marks 4 years of owning my 2017 STI. I put 32,000 miles on it so far. I just kind of wanted to go over, my experience. Has it been reliable? Has it been expensive? Am I still enjoying it after 4 years? Because I know a lot of people are interested, in having this car. It's a very practical, all-around car. So I want to do a 4-year ownership review video for you guys, just to let you know, what I think. Do I still like it and all that, and give you my experience in my 4 years. So back when I was looking for a new car in 2017, I was driving a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude. Beautiful car. I had my first kid, so I did the whole entire dad thing and got rid of the race car, which was a 2013 WRX that I had modified very nicely, at least in my eyes. So I spent a little bit of time in the Jeep, and I realized that I wanted to get back into a fun car, but I had some requirements. So what I was looking for was something under 40,000, all-wheel drive, manual, 4 doors, fun to drive, had aftermarket support, and was relatively cheap to maintain. And for me, there's only a couple cars that I was considering: a Golf R, Ford Focus RS at the time, a GTI. I was also looking at a BMW E90 M3. But for me, the only thing that really checked all the boxes was a 2017 STI. It really honestly checked every single box for me. There was no question about it. It was 4 doors. I can drive in any type of weather if I ever needed to. And plus they're reliable, they're safe. It's a Subaru, they're known for their safety. So kind of being a new dad at the time, safety was a priority of mine, and I knew Subarus were safe. I owned one in the past, and I wanted another one just because of those reasons alone. 4 years later, 32,000 miles, absolutely has completely exceeded my expectations. I thought this was going to be a car that I would own, I would enjoy, modify, and then sell maybe 2 years down the line. But honestly, I am having the hardest time even thinking about selling this car. Just the way I have it set up, the way everything about it that I've done to it, at least for me, it's absolutely perfect. For me, I built this car to be the perfect daily driver. Any type of weather, anything that I would throw at it would be able to handle it. I don't want anything to really hold me back from driving it if I ever needed to. Guys, I can't even express this enough. It has exceeded my expectations. Everything about it is just, I love it. Yes, there are more expensive cars. Yes, there are funner cars, faster cars, whatever, you name it. For me and my lifestyle and what I expect out of a car, this is 100% probably one of the better cars you can get today. Yeah, I know maybe I'll receive some flack from that, some negative comments, whatever. It's a hard car to find these days, and what I mean by that is you're not going to find a true manual mechanical transmission. You're not going to find a true mechanical steering. Everything is electronics these days. Everything is numbed down. Everything is quiet, and you can't hear the road. There's sound deadening everywhere. Everything is super quiet. It's geared more towards bringing in people to buy the car as opposed to actual true car enthusiasts. And to me, this is just one of those cars that is kind of a lost form. You're not going to find it anymore. You're not going to be able to buy them much longer because everybody's moving to electronic transmissions and electronic steering and just sound being pumped through the stereo. You're not going to find that in this car. This is literally, you get in, you control the car. The driver is the sole operator of the entire car, and that is one of the things that I loved about it before I got it, and is one of the things I still love about it 4 years later. One of the things that's kind of hard on a car enthusiast is, you always want to try something new. You want to try a new car, every couple years or so, maybe sometimes every couple months, depending on your financial situation. A lot of people just want to experience new experiences, new cars, new feelings. For me, I'm the same way. I have been going, every 2 to 3 years, I've been getting a new car. So to own a car for 4 years, it just tells you something. It tells me something. It tells me that this car is seriously doing it all for me. It's exceeding my expectations. So in terms of reliability, now, has it been reliable for me? 100% been the most reliable car I have ever owned. And that's saying a lot for a Subaru. A lot of people, they have a love-hate relationship with these cars and this motor especially. But for me, I've maintained it to a T and then some. I've done all reputable, very popular brands that have done a lot of R&D. So I'm not just throwing things on the car just because I want to or somebody else did it. I mean, you've seen my videos. I do a ton of research. I put a lot of thought into what I'm actually putting on the car, and everything is serving a purpose. I'm not just putting things on the car just to do it, Anytime that I put something on here is to enhance my overall driving experience, to better what this car already is to me. It's very easy to get out of hand with these cars with the aftermarket support. It's insane. So it's pretty challenging to stay the course and just kind of keep your vision and not go too crazy. But it really has been the most reliable car I've ever owned. So in terms of maintenance, it's been so incredibly reasonable. I paid for basic oil changes. I've been going to the dealer to get the changes done for the past 4 years, and they're around like 60-70 bucks each time. But now recently I'm actually going back to changing my own oil in the car for no other reason other than I'm wanting to do it myself, just because I find it fun. I can make some videos for you guys and everything, and plus I just enjoy it, like I said. I also plan on doing the 30,000 miles service, which is the diff flush, the tranny flush. I already did a coolant flush when I did the cylinder for cooling mod, and I'm going to do an oil change as well. I just did the spark plugs that you guys saw another video on. So as long as you stay on top of it, as long as you do everything, religiously and to a T, and you're, constantly maintaining it, it's reasonable. It's not any more expensive than any other normal car. Yeah, obviously the oil, it's synthetic. You're not just putting basic oil in here. But I mean, most cars these days do take synthetic. So it's relatively around the same cost. For maintenance wise, there's nothing crazy about it. There's no, crazy service intervals that you really have to do other than the basic stuff with any other car. For me, for BMWs and M3s, there's always these crazy expensive inspections every 30,000 miles or so, which were very expensive. I mean, that's to come, with a German or more expensive car. Coming from that and coming into Subaru, it's been so nice to not have to pay that kind of price for maintenance and everything. That alone just makes me enjoy this car even more. As long as you're doing reputable mods, you're doing all the supporting mods with it to make sure everything works properly. You're staying on top of your maintenance, and as long as you're not abusing the car, like crazy every single day, in and out, redlining it every single second you get, I promise you, it's going to be a reliable car. This is my third Subaru, and I have had zero issues with any of them. I still own this one. I still own the 2018 Outback, and I had a 2013 WRX as well. So, my experience with Subaru is many years, many miles, and they haven't let me down once. Now, coming from the dad standpoint, is it a good dad car? I made a video on that explaining just how great of a dad or family car this really is. But going through the motions and taking my kids to school and just anywhere that I need to go with them, and if I have to take my car, it's been amazing. It's 4 doors, it's super practical. The back seat is more than accommodating for little kids, even grown adults. I've had 2 full grown adults in the back, with my wife and myself up front. I have a hard time finding a car in this price point with all the options that I mentioned, manual, all-wheel drive, fun to drive, reliable, and it really is hard to find anything that's relatable. The only thing that really comes to mind is a Golf R, but honestly, those things are pushing over 40K. This car you can get for well under 40, base model at least. But I really have a hard time finding a car that exceeds all these options and it kind of checks the boxes even more. Yeah, of course there are better cars out there, more fun cars, but they also come with a price tag. But for me, this was just a really comfortable price point. I did have some thoughts about selling it and going on to something else, but that was simply because I just wanted to try something different. But for whatever reason, anytime I thought about that and thinking about someone driving away in this car, it left a pit in my stomach. It's just something that I was like, you know what? I've done that in the past where I sold a car too soon. I saw it drive away and I immediately regretted it. So I learned from experience, and I know for a fact that this car is not going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, I would like to add to the stable and kind of keep this car, as a daily driver or even as a garage queen or whatever it may be. I definitely don't plan on selling it anytime soon. I still have plenty of things that I would like to do to it. That was one of the greatest things about this car. The aftermarket support is huge. That was one of the things that's so great about it. It keeps my interest. There's a lot of things that I'd still love to do to this car. So it hasn't gotten boring. And I'm not just doing doing things just to do them. Every single mod that I put on this car is for a reason, and it's something that I personally wanted to do. And like I said, there's still plenty more to do to it. I'm looking forward to the next stage, the next phase of this car. It's going to be a lot of fun. But 4 years of ownership, I cannot believe it has been that quick. I feel like I just got this car, but it's really cool to go back and see all my videos and all the posts on my journals and everything, and just seeing where this car has came and what I've done to it and everything. And for me personally, what I've kind of built this car to be, and what it looks like, is the absolute most perfect daily driven STI, at least for myself. But yeah guys, that is my kind of brief 4-year owner view of owning this car. 32,000 miles. I know I don't drive it as much as some people do, but honestly those 32,000 miles have been absolutely amazing. Love driving this car, and now that it's kind of a garage queen and taking it out only on nice days makes it that much more special, that much more exciting. Today is almost 60 degrees, so I took it out. I took it to work today, and so happy that I have it out right now. Plenty more videos to come with this one. Like I said, I have so much more planned for this. Really looking forward to taking it to the next step. Before you know it, I'll be making a 5-year owner video and sharing that video with you guys and my experience with owning this car for another year. But yeah guys, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you in the next one.